I am Matt with Hashrocket. And why don't you tell us who you are and what you spoke about here today?
So I'm Katrina. I live in Norway, in Oslo. I spoke about refactoring, specifically therapeutic refactoring.
So there was another refactoring talk.
Which was also awesome.
Yes, it was also awesome. Actually, you two are my favorite talks of the conference. So what was different about your talk in comparison?
All right, so Ben's talk was live coding. That's brave.
Yes,
very brave thing to do, and it went. So I rarely see live coding well done. His was exceptionally well done. It turned into sort of a pair programming session with the audience, and he had 3 specific ideas, like 3 specific refactorings that were kind of the basis for the structure of the talk, which was very interesting. He had very good examples. I think 3 different examples. My talk was basically the opposite. I had a story that I wanted to tell. I basically wanted to convince people that I'm right about refactoring being therapeutic. And so I built up a story and told a story about a piece of code in order to try to achieve that.
And how did you feel that went?
I think it went actually really well.
Really well? It did?
Yeah, I got really good feedback.
That's excellent. And you've given this talk before?
I've given it once before.
Once before. And has it changed at all?
A little bit. So one of the things that happened, so I gave it at Nordic Ruby 2 weeks ago. And one of the things, all right, so just quickly about the talk, it's one example. There are 2 main parts to the talk. First, covering this legacy code tests, and then actually performing it. And then I kind of do a slight meta piece where I go and look at something that someone mentioned a term code junk a couple years ago, and I've been thinking about that since. So I've tried to classify different things that add noise to code, that don't add value, don't add meaning, and might get in the way of understanding. And so I just had a small section of code junk, and in that section I actually had included an extra piece of code junk at Nordic Ruby that I removed for this talk. Because I didn't realize that it was a religious issue. There are competing opinions, very, very strong opinions about that one particular piece of what I just kind of thought was noise, but turns out it actually has a lot more angles and semantic meaning, and which made it more interesting, but it detracted from the point of the talk, which I didn't want to get into any of this. I just want to talk about it, so
right.
I took it out.
And so I made a note that you stopped your slides to convey that you wanted the audience to pay attention to you. How did that come about? Because that's something I hadn't seen before.
Okay, so out of 30 minutes, the talk is 30 minutes. There are 3 sections that are very heavily coded, about 7 minutes each. I've been told, and I believe, that people will need to reset their brain after about 10 minutes. And a good way of resetting is by changing the context pretty dramatically. So I tried to do 2 things. One was to provide context before diving into the code, not saying what I was going to say, but provide context about what I was going to say. And then after I had completed a section, to just make the screen black, pay attention to me, and provide some perspective about what just happened. And this totally breaks with the code sort of thing, and brings people sort of into a different space, and I think gives a lot of people the ability to go back into code.
Excellent. I mean, you obviously put a lot of thought into it, and it shows. So I was very happy to have seen it. Thank you very much for talking to me today,
Thank you very much.
and have a great day.